is me, Courtney, and welcome to my channel. It has been, I think, a month and a half since I last recorded, and I do want to apologize for that. I did have to take like a little mini hiatus. I had recorded a few different videos where I was kind of doing the voiceover, and as I was doing the voiceover, I just felt like low energy, low positivity, like it just didn't feel like me. So I did have to like just take a break. On top of that, we did end up moving. So as you can see, like I don't quite have my background together. It's gonna be blank until I get everything that I want to get back here. Also, if you hear an echo, it's because of the room that I am in is pretty much empty. I'm gonna be doing like a whole beauty room slash closet type of situation in here, so just bear with me. So today's video is gonna be basically my go-to lightweight glam. I feel like there's a ton of videos that are kind of like this simply because like everybody's still kind of staying to themselves, self-quarantining for the most part. So most people are sort of doing minimal makeup and all of that. But with all that being said, I'm gonna show you how I got this. This is my everyday, if I'm still trying to look fly, still trying to feel cute, kind of glam, but it is minimalistic and it does work well under a mask. It works well with multiple foundations, all of that great stuff. I'm also going to be using a few different new products if you guys are interested in that as well, so please continue to watch. I'm still getting like back into like the realm of all of this, so just give me time. We're gonna catch back up. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna start off with my Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. The foundation that we're using today does come with the primer, but I wasn't really interested in it. So this is the closest idea to what that primer is, if that makes sense. I feel like the primers that are a little bit tackier are very, very hit and miss. So for me, because I like this one already, this one's easier for me to go to instead of just buying another one. So now we're gonna go into the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I do have a review of this foundation coming up. Again, it's been crazy. So now that the skin is done and it looks a little juicy, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my concealer. I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty concealer. This is one of those concealers that does give a pretty decent amount of coverage, but it's also very lightweight. I feel like you can get a full beat out of this. However, it's a little bit more of the medium coverage side to me, but it is a little bit buildable. I'm also gonna go through and tap just a little bit of concealer on my eyes. For the specific eye look, I guess, that we're doing, it doesn't need a ton of concealer there either. I just need like a wash of color up there. And I'm gonna go ahead and set with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Powder. I do feel like I like my powders to have a little bit more coverage with them. Like the whole thing together is really, really light. It feels a little bit cheap. I just feel like my Laura Mercier powders just worked so much better than this one. I feel like the Beauty Bakery powders work better than this one. I just have other powders that I would reach for before this, but because this was like 60 some odd or 50 some odd dollars, I'm definitely gonna use it all. It's just not my favorite powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and contour. This isn't new. This is my Fenty Beauty Match Stick, of course. It's just the easiest contour ever. And so for me, I like to sort of make a little bit of a triangle shape right here. I don't bring it as far in anymore just because I kind of let my blending do that, but I do put it a little bit higher than my actual cheekbones, and then I sort of blend it into the cheekbone, if that makes sense. I did pick up the LYS No Limits Matte Bronzer. This is the shade Courage, which is the tan shade. I have tried this multiple times with multiple foundations, and I have to say this is probably my least favorite bronzer I have ever used. For me, and the way that I use my bronzer, I guess it's just really, really patchy. It just hasn't gone on really smooth and like just blended. So this for me is a hard pass, just putting that out there. And instead, I'm gonna use my Colored Rain bronzer in Caramel Delight. Now these are fairly new. This is the shade Caramel Delight. I am gonna be using this as a majority all over my face, but I am going to mix in Cinnabay when it comes to the eyes. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit more red. I'm gonna go ahead and take the color Caramel Delight to the cheeks and forehead and go ahead and bronze the face really quick. The powder that we put under our eyes is already sort of making our concealer crack, and this Rare Beauty concealer doesn't crack on me like that, so I did want to point that out as well. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is like noticeable up close. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Cinnabay bronzer, and I'm gonna take a slightly tapered, but it's still pretty fluffy kind of brush. Now this one is an M503 from Morphe. If you're not a fan of Morphe, I completely understand. But I'm gonna take this brush. I'm gonna lighten up on my actual grip as I blend this, but I'm gonna put it in that outer crevice and sort of blend in soft circles. And then as I get to that outer rim right there, I'm gonna start flicking it outward and upward. And then I'm gonna take a thin fluffy brush and sort of meet that on my outer lower lash line. All right, to blend it just a little bit more, I'm gonna go back into the Caramel Delight bronzer, and I'm gonna take a fluffier brush and just tap in that a little bit and sort of blend out the front area right here and then over the top of that. So in turn, this is kind of what we're looking like. We're gonna go for like that angled sort of situation right here. All right, so now that the lash is on, which by the way, I use the Atrevida lashes from Alamar Cosmetics. Like when I tell you, I was so happy that they re-released these. Like I ended up getting like 2-3 boxes of like the whole set. They actually come with a really flexible clear band, and it just blends in so beautifully. I did go in with mascara on the bottom lashes. I went a little bottom crazy on this side, so I'm gonna wait for that to dry and sort of flick it off a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to use my blush, which today we're gonna use the Beauty Bakery Bite Size Snackaroon blush. Now this I found at Target. I feel like it's exclusive to Target. I'm not really sure if it's online on the website. I just happened to come across these. I got the shade Freshly Baked, and then I also picked up the shade Hey Pumpkin. They did have one other one, which is like a darker, almost like ruby kind of color that was a little bit too deep for my skin tone. But this is the Hey Pumpkin color. I love orange blush. I feel like it gives the skin such a unique wash of color that still looks sun-kissed, you know what I mean? So first I'm gonna go in with Hey Pumpkin. We're gonna just do a little tap tap, and then I'm gonna tap off because these are super pigmented. And then I'm gonna tap into the Freshly Baked one as well. Before I go in with highlighter, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I'm gonna take this all over the face. I'm gonna buff where it's a little bit shinier, but I'm also gonna sort of nullify like the harsher lines that I have going on. So for highlighter, I'm gonna be doing two things. I'm first gonna go in with this Diamond Balm All Over Face Diamond Veil from Fenty Beauty. This is in Rose Rave. It has a little peach, a little pink, a little gold in there. And these are more of a finely milled glitter, not something that's super duper chunky. I'm gonna go into the Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe. This is Volume 1 palette. And I'm gonna take La Costa, that one up there. I'm gonna tap onto it and just do a little bit on top. And I'm also gonna take it in like that inner corner just to brighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna use that thin fluffy brush that we use for the under eye. You can also use your finger if you wanted to. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty What It Do setting spray. I'm basically gonna use more of a blotted lip situation. This is from ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip in Vitamin C. But I am gonna take my Juvia's Place lip liner just to make my lips a little bit more fuller. I'm gonna go around it and then over it with the lipstick again. This is like one of those soft matte type of situations, so under a mask, it works perfect. The sheen that you sort of see on my skin is more so from the Fenty Beauty What It Do setting spray. But if you wanted to use just like a basic spray, leave it matte, you could definitely do that as well. We kind of talked about the under eye situation. I definitely wish I would have used a different powder. It's just not worth the money. It's not. Out of everything else new that I've gotten lately, that has been the one thing that's just been like, do I like this? Not really. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But aside from that, Everything that I'm wearing in my face is going to be in the description box below per usual. As far as the videos that I did record last month, I am going to release those. I have about 3. 2 of those videos I'm using the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palettes and giving you guys 3 really cute spring looks. And then the other video is from Lunar Beauty's palette. I want to say it's the Eternal Eclipse. I know they're a little bit later, but hopefully you guys are still interested in that, so stay tuned for those, as well as a bunch of reviews on a bunch of makeup that I got before we moved. I apologize, like, we're here now. We're here. Alright, with that being said, that about does it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if it is in your heart to do so, if the mood suits your spirit, and I will see you guys in the next one.